So a question I sometimes get asked is, how do you get off a plateau? Like, you've been working really hard to get somewhere and you kind of just hit that plateau and you're repeating sort of the same routine day in and day out, kind of like Groundhog's Day over and over again. How do you break through that? And that's a hard question, and that's a really big challenge. And it's something I've really struggled with many times in my own life. You know, it's very easy to sort of fall into a rut of whatever your daily routine is. And, you know, years can go by and you're basically either in the same exact space as you were, you know, a decade ago, or, you know, 5 years or 15 years, whatever the case may be. And you haven't advanced at all, or you haven't moved closer to whatever your bigger goal may be. So the way I sort of approach this is, one is you have to really define what your goal is. So what your long-term goal is. So let's take like fitness as an example. You know, I had fallen into a rut of, you know, with each child, I have 3 kids, so with each child, you know, I was just gaining weight, you know, and with each child I gained 10 pounds, 12 pounds, until eventually at some point I was a pretty soft, flabby guy. You know, I was 196 pounds and 21% body fat, you know, had rolls all over the place. And, you know, it happened over the course of years. You know, I was just on this plateau, on this, you know, in this rut, not really even paying attention to what I was eating or what exercise I was doing. I just like slowly let my body go. And there was a certain point where I defined a very specific goal of getting into shape. And I spoke with my trainer at the time and I said, you know, this is my goal. And he told me very honestly that it's going to take you 3 to 5 years to achieve your goal. And so that's the end point. So that's the finish line, you know, getting in shape, and it's going to take me 3 to 5 years. Now, it's very daunting to work day in and day out for a goal that's 5 years down the road. But what you have to do then is you have to break your goal down into little tiny wins. So it's getting your workout in, whether it's 3 or 4 times a week, and, you know, getting that daily win of completing your workout. Then it's getting the daily win of dialing in your nutrition. You know, whatever you decide your nutritional goal is, whether it's, or strategy is rather, whether it's keto or, you know, whatever it may be. You know, so for me, I implemented intermittent fasting, and I did high protein, low carb for a pretty long time, and, you know, I've kind of modified my diet as time has gone on. But it's really setting up in your mind the one thing that you need to accomplish that day to get closer to whatever your goal may be, whether that's 3 or 5 years down the line. Because if you just focus on that long-term goal 3 or 5 years down the line, you're never going to get there. You know, it's the small incremental daily steps you take towards your goal that get you to your ultimate goal. And you will fail. You know, you will fall. You will have days where you eat like shit, or weeks where you missed exercise. But that's okay. You have to just jump back on the horse and then start digging away and, you know, driving at your goal with small steps. You know, and eventually those small steps turn into big strides, which get you closer and closer to your goal. That being said, you know, once you get to that goal, 3 to 5 years or whatever it is, you can easily fall into that same pattern where you're living on the same plateau. So for me, what I've told myself is, once I hit my goal, I'm going to set a bigger goal for myself, and then I'm going to start chipping away day by day to that bigger goal. That's how you grow. You know, whether it's academically, whether it's with fitness, whether it's with the relationship you have with your spouse, it's setting up daily goals that are very achievable and attainable. And when you add all those up, day after day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, you'll be incredibly surprised with how much you're capable of accomplishing. So let's get it.